Now that our Excel document has done the hard calculations for us, we can use it to create our Riparian profile. The instructions to the right of our table indicate that we're going to create a scatter graph using the data in columns J and K. So you need to highlight the data in columns J and K, not including the headings. And once you've done that, go up to Insert, click on the down menu, the pop-down menu for scatter graphs, and we're choosing the scatter with smooth lines. Now, yours will look probably as strange as mine, and that's due to a thing called vertical exaggeration, which we're going to rectify eventually. The first thing is we don't need to have a key or legend to this. There is going to be a different key or legend created once we start putting our vegetation information on, but that's a long way away from now. So click on that legend and press delete. And then what I want you to do is to drag out your profile left and right so that it looks a little bit more normal. It's still not correct, but we're going to get to that point. Now, we want to modify this y-axis. It's awkward it being in the middle, and we actually want it to be at the same interval as our horizontal or x-axis, so we want to be able to make our maximum of 5. So click on your vertical axis, right-click, Format Axis. We want to be able to change our maximum from auto, which is going up to 4 meters, to a fixed of 5. We also want to be able to remove these lines that are here, so we're also going to change our major unit to a fixed one of 5.0, and our minor unit can go to 1.0, but we're going to leave it where we don't have a line indicating that. With our axis labels, again, we want to move it from the middle, so click on the drop-down menu and choose the low option, and you can see that it is moved over to the left-hand side of our graph. One final thing we want to do while we're here is change the number. So up on the left-hand menus, choose number, and it's okay that it's a number, but we don't want it to have any decimal places. So choose 0 and press close, and you can see that there is a change already occurred over on the left-hand side. The other thing we want to modify is our x-axis or horizontal axis. So right-click on that, go to Format Axis, and this is where we do a number of significant changes. As you can see, we've got a lot of white space, and it's the same on the other side. So we can actually reduce our axis minimum and our axis maximum to 20. 20 negative and 20 positive. 20 and 20. What that means is we've got less white space at the end of our graph. We already have our major unit at 5, and we already have our minor unit at 1, so we're happy with that. We also have our major tick mark outside, but we're going to include a minor tick mark outside as well. We're happy with it being next to the axis, but we also have a line sitting in the middle, which is where our creek is, and we want to move it. So go to Vertical Axis Crosses, click on Axis Value, and make it -20. Close. So we now have our line that's moved from the centre off to our left-hand axis. Whilst we are still in that format axis, so if you've dropped out of it, go back into it. Again, I want you to go to number, but this time we're going to do something slightly different. We want to get rid of the negative signs to the left of our creek on the western bank. So click down on Custom, and you'll see that there is one here that has 0.00, red 0.00. If we click on it, we can see that we lose our negative numbers on the west bank, but everything on the right hand side stays the same. So the only difference really is our west bank is in red lettering. We do want to make a slight change. So as you can see, there's a format code down here. What you can do is get rid of the double zeros and the decimal mark on both of those, and we're going to change the colour to black. When you've done that, press add. Notice it's made the changes, so we've selected that, and we're going to press close. So our axis now looks how we want it.